Hello everyone, I'm Marcus Lapp with the Indie Music Lab, and today I'm launching the very first video for my brand new video series, which is called... Actually, I don't even know what I'm gonna call it yet. I guess I'll have to figure that out later. In any case, in this series, I'm gonna attempt to do production and vocal remakes of some of the best indie songs out there, and hopefully you and I can learn something from the best in the business. So today, for the first video, we're gonna look at the song Sofia by Clairo.
I think we could do it if we tried. If only to say you're mine. Sofia, know that you and I.
Alright, let's do this, shall we? So, I'm starting with a completely blank slate, and I'm gonna try my best to just remake the song, and we'll see how this goes. So I'm gonna go ahead and play the reference, and then we'll dive in and see if we can reproduce this thing. Alright, so that's all I'm going to play for right now. So I'm going to start with this intro. Alright, so... Dang it! Go ahead and keep that part of it, at least. Thank God, there we go, finally. Okay, so that's that main intro guitar part that's happening there. Now there's this secondary guitar that comes in for the last half of that intro. So right here. So to get something that at least comes close to that. Okay, so now let's dial in the effects a little bit more on this guitar. So I'm going to loop this a couple times and see if I can find something. Okay, so the first thing I did here was I added a bit crusher. Also added a Faturator plugin, which is just like a distortion drive plugin. It's got drive, fuzz, and color. It's got more of that like amp sound. So let's go back to the tool rack, to the actual amp itself. And I think I might want to choose a different amp setting. Now to fatten this up even more, I'm going to add like a, maybe I'll do the sausage fattener. Now this guitar, it sounds like halfway through that intro, it starts with this main guitar mono and right down the middle, but then halfway through it sounds like that guitar gets panned to the left, and then the new complementary guitar is panned to the right. It sounds like there might be a third guitar that's in the middle, just hovering there somewhere too. I'm not exactly sure, but I'll play it here and listen for this. So it's right down the middle now. And then right here. What we want to do here is automate the pan. So I'm going to right click here, edit automation pan, and then go halfway through, and then we're going to pan this probably around 50 to the left. Go with that for now. I think that's close enough. Even though that transition sounds a little abrupt and unnatural right now, I think once we add the drums in, it'll help smooth that transition out where the panning changes. So now let's listen again, and let's see if we can add these drums. So it's boom, 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 boom. So I'm gonna go with I'm gonna grab my Addictive Drums preset here. Quantize them at 50% once and 50% again. And you know, they're still not right on the grid, which is what I want. Now let's listen for the processing and how these drums are processed. So to get the bulk of what we're looking for, I think it's going to start with the RC20. So I'm just going to run through some presets on this and see if we can get a sound we're looking for. Okay, so I went with this Vinyl 3 preset, and then I'll adjust it a little bit. And then I'll throw some virtual mix rack on here. Add the saturation knob. Saturator to this. And then one more thing just to wrap this up. I'm going to add a virtual tape machine just to give it even more of a retro tapey sound. I totally forgot about the hi-hat, guys. So on that intro. Grab that. And I'll go 50% once and 50% again. I'll turn on the effects again.
I think we could do it if we tried.
So it's just a 4 on the floor with the kick and the snare, so I'll dial that in first. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and record in the verse vocals. For this, just throw in the JJP Vocals, which is an amazing plugin, especially for demos. It gets your vocal compressed, EQ'd, processed right off the bat, so you don't need to spend any time or throw a bunch of plugins on when you're just experimenting. I'm going to throw an auto-tune on here right away. I'm going to keep C major. I think we could do it if we tried, if only to say you're mine. Okay, so this is what we have now. I think we could do it if we tried, if only to say you're mine. Sophia, know that you and I'm gonna go ahead and set up a reverb channel real quick. So I just throw that up there. Also put my go-to delay, which is a wide quarter note delay. I think we could do it if we tried, if only to say you're mine. Sophia, know that you and I shouldn't feel like a crime. Okay, so now there's a harmony vocal that comes in here at some point.
Like a crime. I think we could do it if we tried.
I think we could do it if we tried. Sophia, know that you and I shouldn't feel like a crime. Alright, I'm gonna make sure these are panned left and right and see what we got. I think we could do it if we tried, if only to say you're mine. let's focus on the last half of this chorus and see what the drums are doing.
Like a crime. I think we could do it if we tried. I think we could do it if we tried.
Yeah, so now I definitely you can hear that there's a different drum sound, or at least an added layer of drums that continues to build up. So I definitely want another layer of drums. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a second drum kit, and I'm going to copy the exact pattern over that we already have.
You're mine like a crime.
Okay, I like the way that one sounds. I forgot to turn the processing back on these.
If we tried, if only to say you're mine. Sofia, should feel like a crime. I think we could do it if we tried.
So it almost feels like a little bit more of a sampled kind of vibe. So I'm going to see if I can get a kick and a snare sample that have almost a tonal effect or a tonal sound to them, because that's kind of what I'm hearing in the reference. So we're in the key of C. I'm going to try this one. And I'll add like a kind of a boxy, kind of electronic sounding kick. I like that one. That one's solid. See if that works.
I think we could do it if we tried.
The snare has way too much high end on it, so I'm gonna cut that out. Okay, so that puts us there. Again, I'm not trying to follow the reference exactly, but I'm trying to get a feel for how they're building. Are they changing the drum sound from the intro to the verse? You know, it's not the exact same drum kit, or if it is, maybe it's the exact same drum kit, but they added a new layer on top of it to give it a different sound, and then the same thing happens again from the first half of the chorus to the last half of the chorus. So that's what I'm trying to follow, is the way that they take your ear on a journey. That's the kind of thing that I'm trying to copy, not necessarily the exact kind of kick or snare samples or sounds. Now let's focus on adding in some more elements that are here.
I think we could do it if we tried. If only to say you're mine.
So I'm going to add just that nice little eighth note synth bass. Alright, so I'm going to grab some kind of bass. Let's go to synth bass. And since I've spent a lot of time rating these sounds, I'm going to order them by their rating and see what kind of sound we can find here. So this definitely needs some distortion or saturation. So I'm going to throw a saturation knob on here to give it a little more drive. There we go. Let's see what else we got here. Actually, I am going to add a higher bass, because we'll treat this as our low bass, and then I want like a higher bass to take up more of that top end. So I'm going to add another instance of Omnisphere. So I'm going to copy the exact same pattern over. Maybe that one? Just tucked in the back of the mix. Yeah. I just need to turn up the release. gonna add Thatcherator to this just to give it some more fuzz and color at the top end. Alright, so that's good for that. Let's see what else we can hear here.
Sofia, know that you and I shouldn't feel like
I'm hearing
I think we could do it if we tried for
a lower, an octave lower of that intro guitar. I'm gonna actually record this at the same octave and then lower it by an octave. It's just, I think that'll just be easier to get the sound I'm looking for here. So, ba-ba-da-bum. Beautiful. Okay, so now let's try lowering this by an octave and see what it sounds like. To make sure the format is set to sound.
I think we could do it if we tried. If only to Sofia, know that you and I shouldn't feel like a crime.
Okay, cool. Okay, now let's see, hear this other guitar part.
We could do it if we tried.
So in the original, there's this.
I think we could do it if we tried. If only to say.
There's that really cool arpeggiated thing going on with that new guitar that you're hearing. So I'm gonna try to get into the ballpark of that. I don't think I'm gonna get it exactly right, but I am gonna try to get the essence of it, and see if I can dial that in to where it's at least close to the original. Okay, so I threw down this lead guitar part. Obviously, it's not even really close to the original, but rhythmically and the way that it feels and where it comes in and how it comes in and how it presents itself feels very similar. So here's what we got.
I think we could do it if we tried. If only to say you're mine. Sofia, know that you and I shouldn't feel like a crime.
Good, so that chorus really dials that in nicely.
I think we could do it if we tried. If only to say Sofia, know that you and like a crime. You know. I think we could do.
Okay, now I'm actually hearing something here that I missed is halfway through, so the last half of this chorus, that synth bass goes to 16th notes.
I think we could do it. You're mine. Sofia, know that you and I shouldn't feel.
Sweet. So we got that. Now let's move on to chorus 2. Or no, it's the verse, right?
You know I'll do anything.
Okay, so let's I think we're probably gonna just want that electronic kick that we got. Yeah, we'll just use that for the verse. Make sure that snare's turned off. We don't need that here. And there's definitely a pad that comes in there.
Do anything you ask me to.
That's really close. That'll be a great patch to get started with. Now let's see what we want to do here. Right away, I'm going to put the Kickstart plugin on here, which is the automatic sidechain by Nicky Romero. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and record that verse vocal. You know I'll do anything you ask me to. No, I'll do
standing here alone now.
Yeah, we just need to add the instrumentation to that section.
Think I'm in love with you. Standing here alone now.
Yeah, so it's the exact same, so we can copy and paste. Oh, I love copy and paste, bro.
Standing here alone now. Think that we could drive around. I just wanna say how I love you with your hair down.
And then at the end, I think there's that little snare fill.
Try to fight or be until the end of time. Wishing that you were mine. Pull you in, it's alright. I think we could.
It's alright.
There we go. Wait.
Wishing that you.
Okay, so there's this like distorted synthy sound that comes in here. Or is that the same as the guitar before?
Mine, pull you in. Sofia.
No, it's not. It's a different sound, and it's kind of processed and has the same kind of effect, but it's not the guitar. So let's kind of bring in a mono synth to play that lead part.
Standing here alone now. Think that we could drive around. I just wanna say how I love you with your hair down. Standing here alone now. Think that we could drive around.
Just like we did on that electric guitar from earlier, I'm going to put a chorus on here to get that cool chorusy effect.
Standing here alone now. Think that we could drive around.
And it needs some distortion as well. I'm going to try something different. I'm going to try Studio One's red light distortion on this, see if that gives us something cool. Oh my gosh!
Standing here alone now. Think that we could drive around. I just wanna say how I love you with your hair down.
I like that. I think that sounds good.
Standing here alone
There we go.
now. Think that we could drive around.
We just need a different synth sound for it.
I just wanna say how I love you with your hair down. Baby, you don't gotta fight. I'll be here till the end of time.
Kind of like that. Kind of like that. I'm gonna throw a chorus. I'm gonna throw a wait. We already have a chorus. I'm gonna throw some saturation on here just to make even more distorty.
You are mine. Standing here alone now. Think that we could drive around. I just wanna say I love you with your hair down.
And I'm gonna swim it around with a pancake plugin.
Standing here alone now. Think that we could drive around. I just wanna say how I love you with your hair down.
I think that's all I need for that section. Oh wait, no, we've got a harmony vocal there too, right?
You were mine. Pull you in, it's alright.
Standing here alone now. Think that we could drive around. I just wanna say.
All right, so I got my background vocals in
Standing here
there.
alone now. Think that we could drive around. I just wanna say how I love you with your hair down.
Think we could do it if we tried. If only to say you're mine.
We're just gonna maybe add a couple elements, specifically vocal doubles.
I think we could do it if we tried. If only to say you're mine.
By the way, I put my hands in front of my face when I recorded these doubles because I knew that I was gonna cut almost all the high end away, and so this is just like a natural EQ going in where most of the high frequencies are already EQ'd off. That way, it's just less work for me to do in my DAW. So that's just a little pro tip that when I started implementing, I was like, this is perfect. So it still has actually too much high end because it's supposed to be really warm just there as a widener with these two doubles pan left and right, although not hard left. There's like, I have them at like what do I have them at? Yeah, around 40 to 50. And I think the reason for that is to give it a little bit more of that tunnel kind of effect where the vocal is thick, but it's down the middle. It's not completely wide. You have other instruments like the guitars that are panned out wide.
I think we could do it if we tried. If only to say you're mine. Sofia, know that you and I shouldn't feel like a crime.
Okay, that is it. I'm gonna play it from start to finish. I might make some adjustments as I play it, just because it is still pretty rough. But yeah, here we go.
I think we could do it if we tried. If only to save your mind. Sophia, know that you and I shouldn't feel like a crime. I think we could do it if we tried. If only to save your mind. Sophia, know that you and I shouldn't feel like a crime. You know I'll do anything you ask me to. But oh my God, I think I'm in love with you. Standing here alone now, I think that we could drive around. I just wanna say how I love you with your hair down. Baby, you don't gotta fight, I'll be here till the end of time. Wishing that you were mine, pull you in, it's alright. I think we could do it if we tried. If only to save your mind. Sophia, know that you and I shouldn't feel like a crime.
Alright, thank you so much for watching. If you found this helpful, be sure to leave a comment below and let me know which song you would like me to remake next. See ya.